And now let's take some breaking news. This is related to the sanctions imposed by US on the Russian oil. The Ministry of External Affairs has responded on this matter. It is saying that it is studying the implications of the sanctions as far as how it's going to impact India. Remember, India buys a lot of oil from Russian oil companies, and two companies have faced sanctions from US as far as Russian oil companies are concerned. And it seems MEA is saying that we will take global market dynamics into consideration. Earlier as well, MEA had made it clear that India's buying patterns are dependent on where we can get affordable oils. And MEA is saying that we are studying the implications of the recent US sanctions on Russian oil companies. Let's listen to what exactly are they saying.
We are studying the implications of these sanctions. As we have said this before also, our decisions that we take naturally take into account the evolving dynamics that is there in the market, global market. Our position on the larger question of energy sourcing is well known to you. In this endeavor, we are guided by the imperative to secure affordable energy from diverse sources for meeting the energy security requirements and needs of 1.4 billion people.
So you just heard the spokesperson for the MEA clearly stating that they are studying the impact of the sanctions that have been imposed on the Russian oil companies, how it's going to impact India, because India buys a large chunk of its oil from Russia, and there has been constant pressure on India from the US to stop that. In fact, Donald Trump has been constantly making these claims that India is promising to stop buying Russian oil. But till now, Russia has not, I beg your pardon, India has not come out and said that they're going to do so. But the cost of the Russian oil is continuously rising due to the sanctions imposed by US on Russian oil companies, and that has led to a cut down in the amount of oil Indian oil companies were purchasing from Russian companies. In fact, not just the private companies but also PSUs have now come out and given this statement that they are reducing their dependency on the Russian oil because it is not as affordable as it was before the sanctions. So now MEA is making it clear that they are also studying the impact of these sanctions on India. Joining us live now is India Today Global's Geeta Mohan. Geeta, do tell us what this means for India.
Well, Anjali, it is a reiteration of India's position. There is no change, although on the ground, we do know that there has been a lot of change. While the stated position, foreign policy decision and position of India is that India's interests will be paramount and all the imports will be determined with global market and India's interest, keeping that in mind, which means that they're saying that they will buy from wherever they think and they deem beneficial to India. But on the ground, Anjali, a lot of things have changed. In the recent past, we have indeed reported that oil companies are reducing their imports from Russia. This will not impact bilateral relations between India and Russia. Russia understands the issue at hand over here, that America is a major problem for India, and the fact that India never had imported that much oil from Russia in the past. Only in the recent past that had changed. So on the ground, a lot of it is changing, keeping the practicality in mind, but the position of India remains the same, that they are going to decide on imports and oil needs, energy needs, or sources of those of the oil, depending on the global market situation and India's needs.